Something new and exciting could happen. Follow your heart on thoughts. That's this whole game. I play it in a follow your heart kind of way. I spend my skill points whenever I fail to grow stronger. That's not a fishing rod, is it? It's... We won't finish that thought.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today?
Remember the container I asked you about? Turns out there's a mega-rich light-bending guy inside.
Mega-rich light-bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
He's so rich he could get it anywhere.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega-rich light-bending guys.
Kevid, tell me he was there.
There was a guy in the container, but he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Yes, the transportation of the mega-rich should be more tightly regulated. Didn't seem like he was safe.
You're a fucking idiot, Harry. I love it. Thank you for sharing this deep, idiotic part of yourself with me. A hallucinating market liberal. I love it. So poetic. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Everett.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
Met a girl named Estelle who said she's working with you.
Funny. That doesn't ring any bells, Harry.
Funny. She was trying to set up a narcotics operation in the old church on the coast.
Oh, that Estelle. Yes, I do seem to remember sending a pretty young thing down there to liven up the place. Get some melodic music in there.
Did you also tell her to start an amphetamine lab?
Amphetamine lab? That sounds very immoral and debauched. Frankly, a health risk. But what do I know about kids these days? The music they listen to, the drugs they do while they listen to that music?
He shakes his head with a melancholy smile.
It sounds to me like you are trying to start an amphetamine lab in the district. And you're using some delinquents you found, God knows where, to set it up and run it for you.
Found God knows where? That Estelle is the daughter of Miko the Kebab, a man who once killed a guy with a kebab. I think a daughter of a man who killed a man with a kebab can handle running a little nightclub, don't you?
Miko the Kebab, really?
Maybe it was Bogovir. Or Jakub. I think it might have been Conrad.
Well, I shut down the amphetamine production, but let them go on with the nightclub plan.
A nightclub? Harry, I'm an old-fashioned guy. After work, I like to listen to some rock and roll music and have a non-alcoholic lager. Nightclubs don't interest me. But here I am, talking about myself, when you have much more important things going on. Tell me, Harry, how can I help you?
Can we go over a few more details concerning the murder again?
Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you.
There was a bullet in the hung man's head.
So they shot him?
He sounds pleasantly surprised.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
The daughter of a man who killed a man with a kebab. It's very poetic. Love rolls right off the tongue.
How
Yes.
odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my two little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
God, I hate Everett.
By all means, Harry, what's on your mind?
Mail those signatures you asked me to get.
No, you didn't. I know the mailman, Harry. I know everyone and everything that happens in this town, and I know there's no letter in that mailbox yet. Just like I know you'll get it done. Once you stop horsing around, let me know when it's done.
You mean the fishing village?
Yes, yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where
What
all
will
the men
happen?
are drowned in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that union attitude.
What'll happen to the current occupants?
They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Sounds like everybody wins.
The people win, Harry. The people win. By all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
Can't remember. What do I get out of him if I do, in fact, deliver those? Once the signatures are secured, mail the document to Everart's accountant using the mailbox in the plaza. But what's he do for me if I do that? I don't remember. Is it about my gun? It's probably about my gun. I feel like the only reason I would like agree to do anything like that would be from a gun. Get out of the way! Gotta find that gun I lost. Barbell I don't care about. Punch clock payphone. That's back over there. Electronic doorbell, the abandoned lorry. Book. Box of sunglasses, map wall. Warded door. Trash container we don't need. Conceptual. We're not doing measurehead. That's the book in my inventory. That's for getting the sandwich from Gaston. Wash bin. That's for shaving, I believe. Barred door. Looks like there's still stuff in the shopping district that I failed that I could try again. But that's alright. I'd rather head back down to the coast. So we did the shipping container. That's nice that we got that out of the way. Is that the barred door? Come along, Kim. Measurehead.
Your race descent has only worsened.
Nope, goodbye. Oh yeah, I do want to talk to the lady again, just because I haven't gotten the quest to clear out that says learn about the universe from her. Despite the fact that, like, I exhausted all the options in there last time.
A lorry stuck in...
Do-do-do-do-do-do. There's that strange lady. So we gotta check we could retry
lorry
here.
abandoned. The smell of cigarette. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Peel off the cover.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachon. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Why wasn't this an option last time?
Bonne prise.
The lieutenant commends you as you shift through the treasure, well worn and folded into neat squares. Fold open the topmost map.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mess of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Where's this road lead?
To Couron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Second
This
map.
municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox. Old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
What's that sound?
The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Third map.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
Kim, the smugglers! They've infiltrated the motor tract.
So it would seem.
He examines the maps with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up, you think, Kim?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmarte, that sounds vaguely familiar, Kim.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes. But really, they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody.
What do you think's behind all this, Kim?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it.
Return the stack of papers under the seat.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Measurehead. You are here, at the abandoned lorry. And yet a check didn't come up there. Was I in the wrong portions?
A lorry abandoned.
Open the door.
There's something odd. These
Posters.
one of There's definitely perfume in the air.
What's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume.
Enough
The
posters,
actresses, and
radio.
looks
Strange.
like it has to be an advance. The ghostly actresses. You wedge
Petals.
it, but what sandpaper adds? The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. But a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty.
Ah.
Except for a folded
Yeah, I remember
newspaper.
Kim broke the thing,
Pull
the
it,
window.
You close the
It's weird that it shows up in the list as a check that I could try again, when it's not really a check I could try again. There's a few little bugs like that in the game, that just because of like how my brain works, I get hung up on them sometimes. So just like, but there's some, I could do it, there's a thing here, I could try again. Alright, bookstore I'm done with. I think it might be time to go visit the lady on a boat. Yacht lady! Do 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 do. Is my boy Kuno around? Just curled up in a ball on the floor there. Okay, Kuno. Kuno's having a rough time over there, it looks like. Boat lady's not here? Went to the village on the coast, officer. See you there. Oh. Okay, well, that's where I'm going. It's weird that sometimes fast travel pops up, and other times it doesn't. Guess it depends on where I'm standing. Some parts of the map we're not allowed to quick travel from. I want fast travel. At this rate, I'm just gonna end up walking there. There we go. Yeah, I guess it depends on where you're standing.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast somewhere?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
This is about the Union, you know. You don't have to worry about retaliation.
Ah, I should have known. This is yet another Union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know. We are not in the habit of being afraid around here.
I see. You know something, but you decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
I'm off.
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation, producing a low hum.
Listen.
The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm.
What is this place to you?
Hello, are you the personification of the place I'm in again? My new hangout, where I could silently sit, drink, and die while looking at the waves roll in. My forward base is for the coastal part of the operation. It's free, that's good enough, I can live here.
Waves crash onto the beach, drowning the reeds. Far to the south, a congregation gathers to a soup kitchen in a shelter for the homeless. An old woman gives out knitted scarves for free. This could have been you. This could still be you. A down-on-his-luck nobody, trying to survive.
Feels like a cozy hideout.
Who are you talking to? There is no one here, not even cold.
Thank you, strange sensation, for a fair assessment of the current situation.
Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice.
Look under the floorboards.
I was already gonna do that.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in there?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Search through the sand and
You
sawdust.
stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then, something hard wrapped in paper.
What is
A
it?
small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber.
This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon?
The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Why was there a
Damn
bullet under the
that girl.
floorboard? God damn that girl, she murmurs
And
softly.
without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet?
The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
Ah, you rented the room to her, did you?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag. After a long silence, her hands move back into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
You said she left on Monday.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Gim, she must have heard your Kanema.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else there?
No,
The truth, sire.
What is she like, this Ruby?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back to her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye. Do tell.
A seagull flies overhead, obviously a bad omen. It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
She really believes that.
Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made.
She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground.
Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
Do you know where she went?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go, then.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The felled electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Goodbye.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around. The air is getting cold.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Hey, kids.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Kids, have you seen any bad people around?
What bad people?
One of the twins looks up, his mouth slightly open.
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack the case.
Says the lieutenant. You must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Explains the other, tongue still lolling out of his mouth. I already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Maybe there's some kind of reason why they're laughing. An interesting reason, somehow tied to the case.
What are you laughing about?
The boy stops laughing and looks at his toes. You will never get an answer. That's how it is with these little idiots.
Is little Lily your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it? You're being laconic about it?
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Bye, kids. Take care.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
I'm looking for someone else, actually.
Oh? Who?
A suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay.
Very
Where did
recently.
this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days. She might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
That's
Really?
enough.
Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnancourt? Or Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves?
I am looking for a lot of stuff, aren't I?
A lot of stuff.
She concurs with a smile. I guess so. Doesn't feel like a lot to me. I could be doing more. Maybe there's someone missing from your life.
Oh, there's plenty missing. But that's too much for even an eager terrier like you to handle. Although you seem very thorough. Tell me, instead, is there something else I can help you with?
Be seeing you. There she is.
I'll just keep the Corda Leche in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
She winds the mooring line around a post.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, detectives.
She fastens the end of the line around the post and straightens her
It's
back.
good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Have you been spying on us?
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Corda Leche red. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
How do you like it here?
How do I like it?
She casts her gaze toward the village, slush melting on cinder blocks, construction work left half-finished 10 years ago.
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name, all the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
She squints her eyes.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react.
The place is doomed either way.
Maybe.
She leans against the railing, looking up at the grey sky.
Above you, there forms a quilt of altocumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay.
I chose that hoping it would lead into the church and the fact that it has the pale growing in it.
Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
This island?
No. They're in Celindian, Isla.
No, you haven't told me how they found it.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
Oblivion, that's so me.
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me now, we have time.
Do we?
He glances at his watch. It doesn't look like he does.
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. I would not want to delay you.
This story she will tell only before she leaves Martinez, at the very end of her stay.
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with, while you're hot in pursuit? More lessons in basic reality?
Yeah, see,
My
I got
favorite
all
part of
these
the day.
covered.
Go ahead, ask me anything. Glad to have been of assistance. The
Unless
little
there's
that
something
I
we
know.
haven't unlocked
Anything
yet by
else?
doing other stuff. Frustrates me that I can't make it get off my list of tasks. So my assumption is we're going to have more information appear at some point. We're going to learn something that we could ask her questions about. Come, Kim, we're going to talk to my favorite 3 bums. Can never tell quite where you're allowed to walk and not walk sometimes.
Tequila sunset.
Have you seen a red-haired woman around named Ruby?
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Be seeing you. How about you, drunkie?
The legend! He's back. And thirsty. I got smoke.
You got nothing, you're just a shot.
Don't call. Don't call her.
Drunk man speaks in his sleep. Wake him up!
There's no waking him from his stupor. His mind is elsewhere.
Very well. Keep your secrets, alcoholic. I say that, but I'm an alcoholic too, so... I'm allowed to make comments like that because we're both alcoholics. Well, there's the mural. Our internal voice did want to look at this one more time.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away." Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Feld Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. Feld Electrical You only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Could Ruby be in there, Kim?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Found the empty trap, heard Lena's true story, reconstruct execution, establish the nightclub.
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there, in the dusk hour, with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
I've spoken with the personification of the city, yes.
A prayer of sorts. To Revachol.
She could be anywhere. How do we find her, Kim?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it all... Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure. Like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does that go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk. Its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening here?
She's down there.
I think she's down there, Kim, below this building.
Okay. Why?
Ever since I woke up, maybe even before, I've been getting these strange cold spells, Kim.
Good, yes. Cold spells. So basically your hangover is telling you she's down there?
Got a gut feeling, Kim.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
There's a ladder next to the sign, Kim. Perhaps we can climb it, enter through the roof.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
Cool. But there's other stuff I want to look at, Kim. I'm a man who looks at things, Kim. You would understand. There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer?
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
Give an idea what's down there.
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we might find Ruby down there, like I just deduced?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol's sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
But not in there.
I hope not.
I don't want to yell into the hole and give away our whole steez. Just make sure that dead body's been moved. I would feel kind of bad if we're still there. God damn it, came out of the way. What? The body's still here, Kim! You said it was at the morgue!
A man lies on the board.
Hold on.
Lieutenant leans over the corpse and examines his face. Two glassy eyes stare back and void of any signs of life.
Looks like he's been dead for a while. I'm surprised no one found him before you came along.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the... But that's just...
A dead working-class man.
You know who this
with
is?
a
Working class woman's
his
husband,
head.
dead on the
the
boardwalk.
woman you met at...
Because it's the most working-class death you've ever seen.
No, this is the husband of the woman. Like, we've already told her about this dead body. Like, we've resolved this whole storyline. But the body's still here, so I guess I'll have to exhaust some dialogue to make the body go away. The leather jacket. It matches the description perfectly, Kim.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
Yeah, we also gave them, like, a phone number and the fucking... It's like, yeah, here's the ticket for the morgue. Like, we wrap this up. What do you think happened
Death by
here?
misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still a question of identifying the body.
We did that already, Kim. We did the whole thing, Kim. I'm just a little frustrated. The corpse is still there. Nobody didn't see you not kill that man. Shit, I did it. That woman went to the morgue and it's just like, I'm here for my husband? Oh. What? No, we don't have any bodies here. Poor lady. Alright, let's get her passport first, then we'll climb that ladder. Also, look at this first.
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotten boards of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the fell building?
Did I get my gun back? No.
A building like this must have multiple doors serving various functions. Perhaps a basement access.
I kind of assume I could get it through Evrart, but I didn't actually deliver the letter yet. You might want to do that. Come closer and look in.
Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage pipe. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder.
What's in there, Kim?
At first, you can't make anything out in the darkness at all.
Okay, what else, though?
As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side.
And
nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe. A syringe.
Welcome back from your nap. Do-do-do-do.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash. But if you look closer...
That, over there. Must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
Now, Kim, don't make fun of me for this. I'm gonna sniff it.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop, and decay.
Examine the plastic
The
ball.
number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Open the buoy.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Well, damn.
No documents, Kim. Who do you think took them, Kim?
I have no idea.
It's a minor quirk. We know it was in the buoy anyway.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Could be related to the cryptozoologist, the little expedition. Maybe they found it.
In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation.
No, Kim, I didn't mean that.
We should go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
We're lucky it's still here. A little longer, it would have floated
We
away.
still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
Now let's go inside this building. I don't have a gun, it's gonna be unsafe, but that's how I roll. Who needs guns anyway? Guns never help nobody. Kim's go. Wait, actually, there's another thing I want to look at. This door was looking interactable, yeah. Kim's got his gun. I'm sure he'll be fine. Ancient paint peeling off. A door, building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Yeah, I can just hold this crowbar up and it'll block all the bullets. It's bigger than me. Actually, Kim won't be with me.
A rusty ladder leads.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Assess the situation.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
190, I'm a giant.
Okay, but still, the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
I like it.
Astral projection. Be open-minded about this.
What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Come on, Kim. Where's your adventurous spirit?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
It won't hurt to try, Kim.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
We have a 72% chance to teleport to the roof.
All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is...
do it.
Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Okay, well, that's impressive, but...
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I did it, Kim! I teleported!
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it, like a regular person.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear...
Never mind! Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
I wonder if this is like, my character has no physical ability, and this is the game's way of being like, alright, this is kind of a necessary part of the game. We're just gonna slide him a mental way to do a physical challenge. Savings for cowards! Glasses covered with grime and dust, you can barely see out. Postcard, sure. Oh, it's just like that all the time? Alright. I just figured, like, if it were a physical challenge for a story thing, you should take out your flashlight. You would recommend saving? Alright, we'll save the game. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. You could barely squeeze by. Antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe. Brought down and forgotten so long ago. Oh, whoops. Overturned tables covered in orange mildew, crawling with something.
Two rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
Who's there?
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get the door open.
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the two metal panels slide open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
How do you even get there, Kim?
After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe, possibly a storm drain. It was easy to miss before.
He's quite proud of himself.
Maintenance entrance, so pedestrian, Kim, so pedestrian!
Yes. It's cool to risk your life climbing rickety ladders. Anyway, let's investigate these passages.
Old file folders on the cart, documents, silvery with mold. In the beam of the flashlight, a crevasse in the wall. Ooh. Stale fabric smell and dust. No one slept here in months, maybe years.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. A plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spiderweb in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Look, Kim, it's Comrade Mazov!
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm.
What's with all these secret weapon caches and secret bunkers? I mean, I don't need to ask that. We know there was a civil war. Plenty of reason for there to be secret caches. Could someone have stopped through here recently, Kim?
You mean like Ruby? No. I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
He looks at the dust. I brushed it off.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand. Grains stick into the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder.
Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed, ancient flyers and brochures. You can see the beach through the slit in the window. What's over here? Plus one a suggestion, not bad. Series of thick, dusty panes of glass. Footprints in the sand. One of the souls appears more worn than the other. This is who we've been looking for. That's their footprints. The footprints of Ruby. There's something in the air, an unnatural buzzing. The tunnel collapsed, you'll have to find another way around. Be careful. Footprints. They've been here recently. It's getting louder, that buzzing sound.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Kim! Hold on a minute. Do you feel something, Kim?
No. What do you mean?
A pain, a strange tingling, Kim.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
I saw them too. Footprints with the right sole worn smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean, Kim?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinaise. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace, and it will start breaking down, uncontrollably. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
We know Joyce knows about the murder. How bad do you think things can get, Kim?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
He smiles in the dark.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
We don't want to work forever, right? That man is a fucking snake. We know that Joyce knows about the murder, but I may have other things to discuss with her. We know that Joyce knows about the murder, but we might have other things to discuss with her, me personally.
Yes. There won't be time for that once things go down. Matter of fact, I don't think there's time for it now, but...
If you must.
Now I've exhausted the dialogue with her. We've checked the buoy with Clash's documents. I want to hear her take on why it was empty before.
Okay. Why not? Whatever goes down might also affect her. The Union is watching her closely now.
Not closely enough, you suspect. But still, good idea to visit her once more.
I'm getting the impression the game's trying to tell me this is a point of no return right here. What do you think's waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Your chat's saying it too. Alright, sounds like I want to go ahead and maybe go talk to her. Nah, we're here. And I'm an excited detective, hot on the heels of somebody. Feels strange. Concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Take the money. Take the money. I think I found them. They're pointing. Look, Kim, money! Well done, Kim. I can see the suspect over there. Let's see. I think this one's just bugged. There's literally nothing left for me to ask her. There's the secret passage we haven't figured out yet, but I haven't had any leads on that one. Do speed. We could define my heraldic bird real fast. Just answer me this, chat. After I do this, is the game over? Or is it just like a turning point, a state change in the game? I'm fine with a state change, but if the game's over... That was the end of the game for you? Not over, but a big step. Okay, big step's fine. Like, a big change in the environment's A-okay by me. It's not necessarily a game over. I see. Let's see what happens.